Adsitech is a proud partner of Precisely, and our core purpose is to help our customers take control of their data and processes so they can run their business with confidence. In this demo, we will show how organizations can overcome common data quality challenges in SAP Plant Maintenance and particularly how to validate and compare functional location descriptions between Excel reports and SAP. Let's take a closer look at how it works in practice. In plant maintenance, functional locations hold key information, such as master data, classifications, and structures tied to equipment. They also include classifications and other SAP-specific details. Functional locations are part of larger structures that may include equipment and materials. In plants that have been operating for many years, the amount of data grows and becomes increasingly complex. There may be tens of thousands of functional location descriptions recorded in SAP, but they are often inconsistent, named in different ways, stored in multiple languages, and sometimes containing errors. This makes it harder for teams to find the correct location and often leads to reporting issues. Within SAP, data is scattered across various screens and reports, making it difficult to retrieve and validate. This fragmentation also creates challenges in reporting, audits, and daily planning. Identifying and correcting errors is difficult, and manually checking these descriptions in SAP is both overwhelming and time-consuming. Standard SAP reports are often not sufficient, especially since each company configures SAP differently. That's where Data360 Analyze helps, by extracting functional location data directly from SAP, applying cleansing and transformation rules, and standardizing descriptions across languages and long text fields to ensure accuracy and consistency. We'll use Data360 Analyze to build a data flow that connects and compares SAP data sources and Excel spreadsheets, identifies errors, and highlights what needs to be corrected. Let's start by creating a new flow. From the node library, we'll drag in an Excel Reader node and use it to bring our file into the flow. The file is simple: one column for functional location code, one for the description. Next, we'll upload the Excel file that contains the functional location codes along with their short text descriptions. Now we want to compare the Excel descriptions with the data stored in SAP. To do that, we add an SAP connector node, which pulls the same data directly from the SAP system. The connector uses the same credentials as SAP GUI, so the connection is completely secure. Next, we connect the Excel data and the SAP data together in the flow and run the process. The Excel file contains 478 rows, while the SAP extract contains 8,048 rows. In the window below, we see the data extracted from SAP. That's more records than we need. Looking closer, we notice that many functional locations appear in multiple language versions. Some of these languages, like Dutch and Norwegian, are incomplete with only partial entries. Looking closer at the field statistics. For this analysis, we'll focus only on the English descriptions. To do that, we simply drag in a filter node and connect it to the data flow. In the filter settings, we select English language. We rerun the node and instantly the dataset is narrowed down. Now we have a clean list of SAP functional locations with only English descriptions. At this point, we still have hundreds of records, and in a real scenario, there could be thousands to compare. Manually checking them would be slow and inefficient. Instead, we'll use the full merge node to automate the comparison. We drag the node onto the canvas and connect both the Excel data and the SAP data to it. The process is simple: drag, connect, configure, and run. When we connect the data, the node automatically detects and configures the matching fields. All we need to do is confirm that the functional location is the field we want to compare. Then, we run the merge process. Within seconds, the merge is complete and results are ready. Most of the records, in our case, 469 rows, are identical between Excel and SAP, so we can safely ignore them. The real value is in the partial matches, 9 rows that highlight only the differences, exactly where corrections are needed. On screen, we can clearly see those 9 mismatches highlighted. This is where Data360 Analyze really proves its value. Instead of manually scrolling through thousands of records in SAP, the tool isolates only the differences for us. From here, we can drill down into the mismatched rows, review the discrepancies, and decide which corrections need to be applied back in SAP. This way, teams can focus their effort where it matters most, ensuring accuracy and consistency in the system. Another benefit is that this data flow is fully reusable. If the Excel file changes, we don't need to rebuild anything, we can simply rerun the flow. It automatically reconnects to SAP, refreshes the results, and instantly shows the updated differences. Instead of repeating manual checks every time data changes, the flow can be run again and again with just a few clicks. That means teams save hours of effort, reduce the risk of errors, and always have up-to-date, reliable data for reporting and audits. With Data360 Analyze, what used to be a time-consuming, error-prone process becomes fast, automated, and repeatable. Thank you for watching. If you would like more information, feel free to reach out to us.